The wheels on the truck go round and round, round and round, you fall down. La da di da di da di da da da. Welcome to the intro. Boom.
Well, hello humans. Today we're looking at the update 2.0, specifically Livik. I want to go through Livik, the pros, the cons, the good parts of the update, some of the stuff that's a bit baffling or perplexing, and run you through some of the things you probably don't know about. So watch on, certainly going to help you if you like changing your sensitivity. There's been a big problem with this update in the last with regards to doing that, and some other things with the UI customization. On top of which, we're also going to look at this new map, give you my opinions on it, and work on it from there. So let's rumble. First things first, new Livik is a huge upgrade on old Livik in terms of aesthetics. It looks better. I don't know what they did. I couldn't find a patch message about the graphics engine getting any updates or the textures getting updates, but running 60 frames now, I get lovely, lovely visuals. It's well in advance of where it was pre-patch. The grass has been mown, so you can no longer get the same crap that you get on Erangel and Sanhok, where people without skills or the will to live will just lie down, rub their balls across the tundra, and enjoy the firm feeling of Mother Earth, making up for the fact that they can't fucking drive their avatar around the screen. Are you getting it? I don't like snakes. Yeah. And that doesn't happen so much on Livik anymore, which is bloody lovely. I think that's fantastic. Huge step in the right direction. And the sooner they bring this grass to Erangel and Sanhok, the sooner I'll go back to playing Sanhok. Erangel I have to play just because, you know, these lame grubs won't queue up anywhere else. So let's talk a little bit more about the map itself. There is a real joy when you open up Livik now, and they haven't just copied and pasted buildings from other parts and other maps. What they've done is kind of reinvented the layout, and they've really gone to town at places like Midstein, which was very stale with the one very, very tall building in the middle. And you have a whole lot more broken up urban environments now. The walls are very cool, and there's breaks all the way through them, and it's just overall a much, much better experience. So hat tip for that. And there's a lot of brand new features too, which I think are very, very positive. And I'd love to see them brought into the main game with Erangel and such. There's been some weird things which are patch specific, and I will get to those. The treasure map is a very cool thing, being able to just roll up and see where these boxes are, which give you access to the gold ones are the coins, the blue ones are the weapon crates. And then when you go and move around and find the weapon crates, you're able to upgrade them. You'll see I'll find these. I've only done this a couple of times. Every time I've done this, I've received an M24 out of one of these crates with a 6X and an XT upgrade for the M24. Now, when you get the XT upgrade, it actually allows you to carry 8 rounds, and I think it improves the actual bolt action reload speed, which is very, very cool. You can see it's on the right of the inventory there. You hit that, and you can find those blue weapon crates just by going and checking out the treasure map, which is at various points around the whole thing. One of the problems I have in the patch is that when the patch happened, it completely reset my sensitivity again, and I can't stress how often this frustrates me. Now, I went to the range, and you'll see I've got my ADS 3X scope on 300%. That means it should be flying everywhere, but it's doing absolutely nothing, because when you try and adjust the sensitivity on the range at the moment, it doesn't do anything unless you change weapons, close down the custom sensitivity thing. Like you're going to see, I'm going to close that tab down altogether in a sec, and then reopen it. And when I reopen it, look at it. That's now at 300%. So it makes it very, very, very difficult to change the custom sensitivity on the weapons. And that is definitely something that needs to be fixed. And it is something that I have drawn to PUBG Mobile's attention. So hat tip there. This one was a little weirder, and I don't know if this is possibly recreated. I went AFK while in the shop section and then loaded up into the plane and I could not get rid of the shop section and got wrecked before I had a chance to restart the client. I was just trying to somehow get to a little space where things would go well, but things did not go well. The drop mechanics are also much improved, and I think this would be brilliant if they brought this to all maps. I am so on board with something that makes quality of life easier. Anyone that's been playing Erangel for all these past seasons know how crap the loot can be on Erangel. Having a specific area that has enhanced loot would promote a much more engaging style of gameplay and would mean that people that wanted to fight could go and fight for a reward, not drop George Pole crate, run around with a pump action shotgun and no vest and desperately hope that the other guy hasn't got an AK and you meet him running between the warehouses or something. So you drop these places and you immediately get an upgrade in loot. One of the things that is frustrating for me is that the new UI additions, like the recall button, is now directly under the area that I have my grenade, and you cannot adjust that in the customizable UI section of the client. So it makes it like I've had my grenade there for like 4 years, and moving it would make a big difference to my gameplay. And it's the same with the shop. The shop button is directly under. You'll see here, sometimes I get it first time and other times I'm just tapping my grenade under the shop thing and it just literally won't open the shop area, and it makes me so angry. So they need to make that a customizable UI feature. They also need to really make this a customizable UI feature. The kill message, of course, is what I'm talking about. You can see it's not a big problem in solos. You know, everyone's a kill. But when you're playing duos or squads, I can't move this message, and it's smaller than it used to be. And it pops up in the middle of the screen underneath my primary AR there. And I can't tell at a glance. I think it's a kill, but it's not. There's actually a partner there because it's a knock, and I go out and I get blitzed. That is really, really annoying and frustrating. So they're minor things or minor fixes, but making the UI, the new UI additions customizable would go a long way towards providing those fixes. I stress again that I feel like with Livik 2.0, they've really upgraded the textures. Maybe I just missed it and this is old news and everyone knew this, but this to me looks improved to the way Livik used to look. Let's talk a little bit about the shotgun changes too, because they just straight out buffed the damage on the shotgun shells. And I don't think that was the way forward. And this is particularly important on Livik with the XM 1014, which is broke AF in terms of accuracy and such. The problem for me with shotguns has never been the damage, or rather it's never been the single pellet damage. It's been the way the guns work, how quite often you will hit multiple shots on a shotgun and for no reason they either won't count or they'll just be desynced and the server's seeing something completely different to what you're seeing. This here is clearly shotguns work. Damage-wise, I don't see any great changes. What I see more of a change is situations like this where I'm jumping and I hit one and then a chest and then leg, and it comes round and it shows me at the end that I've done 80 damage and 5 leg shots. And I'm like, that's just bollocks. Absolute bollocks. And I don't know how you fix that. And look, that may just be a feature. When I play on the really good servers that I get, where I get 80 ping now, shotguns work very well. When I play on the 180 ping servers, shotguns are like, you know, take all the marbles outside, toss them in the air and see how many you can catch in your mouth. I don't know. It's absolutely silly buggers. I think this is a brave step forward as a patch. I really admire how much content they put in. I've been playing video games now for nearly 40 years. No, I've been playing for over 40 years, but online video games for about 38 years. And I've never come across anyone that constantly upgrades content as often as this game does. And that's a big thing. And that's a lot of resources to churn out that kind of content. And to completely redo a map, like this area here is redone. The recoil towers allowing people to drop in on top of these huge, big mountains is really cool and makes for some very interesting gunfights. And I do think that they fixed a lot of the dodgy textures on here. Like there was an area around here where you could lie down inside a rock. So they were paying attention and they did fix a lot of that stuff up. And the fact that you now don't just get people lying down in the grass and being completely invisible like they are on Erangel is just a breath of fresh air. I can't, if you are someone that snakes in game, you know, I've said this on stream today, I could win a lot more and have a higher KDR if I snaked, but we already lost FPP, and I don't feel like snaking is the way to improve the enjoyment of the game. It's an easier way to win, don't get me wrong. You'll win more games if you snake. So if you do, more power to you. But as someone that doesn't like that gameplay style, this is hugely, hugely beneficial for me. I've had a lot more situations though since this patch, and I don't think it's Livik specific, but I could be wrong, with screen lock, where I'll be firing and the gun will just go straight up in the air and it is absolutely not working at all. Like, and sensitivity issues, where sensitivity settings that would have worked correctly in the last patch are now just not right. And that's really odd, because if you've watched any of my sensitivity videos, you'd know that I put a huge amount of work into those settings. Look, overall, just a hugely positive patch from my point of view. I'll be doing Miramar and Erangel and some of the other things like the Skyhook, you know, system, and I'm looking forward to playing more. Had a bit of a week off while the missus had knee replacement, but I'm back and I'm playing a lot more Livik than ever before. It's a fast-paced map. There's more action, more loot, and yeah, gets 2 thumbs up from this guy. Anyway, please subscribe, please like the videos, and if you would like to join me on the live stream, there's a lot more of them coming. Until next time, look after yourselves, stay safe in the battlefield, and bye for now.